Hi, I'm Jenna, and I'm the host of the Book of Jenna. And today we are going to be talking about what it means to play it small. It's something that I struggle with. I'm afraid to take up space. I'm afraid to be great. Honestly, I am afraid to go viral. I'm afraid for people to know my name. And I know that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy to say out loud a little bit, but I think that I I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know, you guys. I just I think that fitting in a box, while I really don't like it at all, apparently I'm okay with ones that I create though, right? Um I've tried to record this episode, no lie, 3 times, and I'd get a little ways in and it would just start not feeling good to me. And you know that feeling that you get in your chest and you're just like, this is not right. So I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to kind of ramble probably a little bit. So I'm sorry. I hope that this has a option where you can speed up my voice by 2 so that you can get through this. I'm kidding, but not really. I love listening to books and podcasts at like double the speed. It's heavenly. Whoever created that, thank you very much. Um, so playing it small and why I feel afraid to be known, I'm not sure. I just I don't know if I want that much spotlight and that much focus on me. And I wonder if any of you feel this way. We can feel this way about many things, right? Like, I know friends that are afraid to leave situations that could propel them into greatness, and they just won't because it's comfortable. Oh, fuck, Jenna. Oh, you guys. Okay. I'm so glad y'all are here with me, listening to me, untangle my life. I hope you can untangle yours too. But that's what it is, right? We're comfortable. Dang. We just really like to be comfortable. And, honestly, I've listened to podcasts and I've listened to people talk and they say comfortability kills. And I know they're not wrong, right? I know they're not wrong. Um, because here I am. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I am, but I'm not. We have to do something that makes us uncomfortable. And you guys, if you listen to episode 2 of my podcast, you will see that maybe breaking it down into smaller sections and smaller goals can maybe it gives us the best of both worlds, right? It's not all uncomfortable up front, but it's not completely stagnant and stable because you have to do something that makes you a little uncomfortable every day, right? And so I really actually love that thought. I'm so glad that I had it. All right. So, something that I have struggled with is that I always get on the brink of becoming great, right? Like maybe I'm not going to be great, but maybe I'm like going to be great. Like I'm almost to great. I'm just not quite there yet, right? And I self sabotage. How many of you do that? Please don't let me be the only one. Uh, I just feel like once I what happens? What if? What if I break through that? What if I get to the other side and there's nothing there? But how am I ever going to know if I just don't freaking do it? Dirt. So that's why this is episode 3, guys. Okay, so if you're on this journey with me, we have 19 more to go minimum. I at least have to do 19 more. So that's where we are. So let's dive in a little bit about. I really don't want to, but I know I need to because I know it's important. But let's dive into that not feeling worthy of being great. Where do we get that from, guys? Like, where did we pick it up? And at what point in our life did we pick it up? And who did we let decide that we weren't great? Right? Was it our parents? Was it kids from high school? Was it ex-husband? Was it ex-boyfriends? Was it yourself? Like, when did we decide this and why do we keep believing it? Um, I think something that is really important, and Adam was telling me about this, and I'm so grateful that he shares his nuggets and life with me. But he was saying that people that he feels have wronged him, and that could be where this belief comes from, right? Where you feel like you've been wronged by someone. He said, I'm trying to bless them, 3 of them, every week or day or whatever works for him or you, even, or me, where I just bless them. Like, okay. And then I move on. And I think that's really important. Um, we can forgive the people that have limited our greatness and not invite them back in. And that way we can let it go. And I say that to myself with my full chest because I too need to do that. And I think that when we stop deciding our limitations and we let the universe show us our limitations, we really can change who we are. Wow. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was so smart. When we stop deciding our limitations and we let the universe show us our limitations, how much greatness would be there for us? Because honestly, I really think that if we stopped putting the limitations on ourselves, all of us could be the greatest version of ourselves. And I know you guys, this is like easier for me to say than do. I feel the same way, like this is definitely something that I need to implement because I'm tired of not being what I see for myself, right? And I don't know how many of you are spiritual or have a belief of some sort, but I believe that if I can feel it inside my body, it is already out there for me somewhere. And I just need to test my I need to lose my limitations and allow the universe to show me what my limitations truly are. And hence why I just decided to start doing this. Like I'm just going to do it. If it flops, at least the universe showed me that this is my limitation. Like I'm not supposed to do this. But I just don't believe that. I just don't. And I think that if you can see something for yourself, you're going to feel the same way. Like you are just, it's that strong conviction inside of you that your brain cannot rationalize. And I have always felt that way, especially about speaking to people, especially women, and having this big impact because I remember what it feels like to be picked on by people at school because I was different, or you know what? I don't even know. I don't even know. And how much that limited me in high school and probably when I first got out of high school before I joined the army. It limited my belief in myself. Like I didn't feel worthy at all. The people that I had grown up with, that I'd gone to school with since kindergarten, they couldn't even see my worth. So how am I going to be able to? And then I would put myself in somebody's box that they had designed for me. And honestly, I really hate boxes. Even if I put myself in them sometimes, I'm not a fan. And I don't know, I just feel like there's more to life than what I've been shown so far. And I don't know, you guys. I just have a feeling like that if I can figure it out, greatness is literally right there. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. So I feel like something that is important when it comes to finding greatness is trusting yourself. And I know for me, this is something I've really had to work incredibly hard at is listening to my body, not my head, because my head, she's crazy, dude. She's crazy. And she will make irrational decisions without the proper information. And so I've really been trying hard to listen to my body, my gut more specifically. Like, what does my gut say? Does my gut say, I am shrinking to fit in right now? That's probably not something I would ask it right away. You can, of course, but I think that if you haven't been trusting your gut, you have to build the relationship again because your brain is crazy and she's going to try to prove your gut wrong. Um, Not even in a loving way sometimes. Um, and you really just have to trust that your body can feel things your mind can't receive. And so when I left my ex-husband and I had this belief that I was not good enough for a man to be faithful to me, right? I just wasn't good enough. And I started dating my boyfriend and I would get panic attacks about like, is he cheating on me? Is he talking to somebody else? Is he doing X, Y, and Z? Like crazy. And they didn't stop fully until about 5 years into our relationship. And I would have to like remind myself, he has never cheated on you before. He is not going to cheat on you. Have you ever had this? And I had to build that relationship with my gut because my brain was still very much in control of it. And I had to use my brain to ask my gut questions. And so that helped develop my relationship better with my gut. And now I feel pretty good about my intuition most of the time. I am still very naive, and I'm okay with that. Um, so, reframing who we trust and telling us if we're too much. Um, I highly suggest that you get a man who will believe in you a million times or a partner. Doesn't have to be a man. I don't care. Find you someone. It could be your bestie forever. You need someone who believes in you so very much in your corner. And if you don't have that person, let me know. We'll find you someone because everyone deserves someone who believes in them. Even if they're like doing something crazy, not crazy that will get you hurt or be detrimental to other people, but you want to go frolic through the wildflowers on the side of the road, you need someone who's going to say yes. Um, but finding someone who believed in me so fiercely in a way that no one had ever believed in me before was really helpful. Um, that honestly laid a really good foundation of safety for me, personally. And because of that, I felt safe enough to discover myself and what I liked, and gave me permission to change paths whenever I wanted to without question and without belittling me or making me feel bad. That was really important to me. It was something that I hadn't really had fully in my life and in a healthy way. So that I really found helpful for my foundation, but I still shrank myself in certain aspects. I still didn't show up fully for me in the way that I wanted to because I was still believing a narrative that I just wasn't good enough. I didn't deserve greatness. Jenna, really, come on now. And so I think a lot of that is probably mm, just, it was a lot of different experiences that led to that. There wasn't just one, it was experiences with my parents, it was experiences with children my age, my peers, it was experiences with people in the army, it was experiences with people with my ex-husband. So there were lots friends. I mean, friends that you think are your friends and then they are not. And it was always a question of, well, you can't really trust yourself then, can you? Or maybe that's not even a question, that's a statement. But you know what I mean? Like it was just one of those like anyway, I feel like I've hit that point well enough to just not keep hitting it. But I want for you to just what would life look like if you didn't play it small? What would you do? How would you spend your free time? Like, where would you go? Would you travel a lot, or are you someone who would buy acres and acres of land and start your own farm? Where would you go in life? And for me personally, I'm going to travel everywhere. There's so much I haven't seen and so much I want to see, but I don't want to just do it with me. I don't know. Mm, I think that something that would be really incredible, and I'm going to be really vulnerable. All right, guys. It's not even that crazy. It's me. We all have those things that are like our deepest secrets that we'd love to do and our big dreams. But sometimes when you say it out in the world, it's real, right? It becomes real. So one thing I would love to do is do a retreat for women. And it has been on my heart for, gosh, probably 3, 4 years now. I would just love to rent out a big cabin in the woods and create such a beautiful grounding space for women where you can do yoga. I want you to be able to learn if you want to work with herbs, if you want to do sourdough, just have a bunch of people come in and share their gifts and unplug and rest and fill your cup and just get back to simple for a weekend, right? Or a week. Just simple, where you can truly unplug and be who you are. That's what greatness would be to me. That is something that I would feel if that happened, that would be greatness. And that is kind of scary, um, and exciting, right? Scary and exciting. So I don't know. I just think it would be impactful. And there's so many people that I would want to bring along as like, I don't even want to call them vendors because I want it to be included in the price so that you get to do everything, right? I don't know. There's just so many people that I would bring in holistic practitioners. That's maybe some of them aren't all practitioners, but you know what I'm saying. And create this really, just a really good, pure space for women to decompress, get their hands busy, learn a new hobby. I'm passionate about hobbies. Um, so anyway, back on my journey through greatness, right? Because that's the end goal is that retreat in the mountains in a space that we can breathe a sigh of relief. Um, Sorry, I thought I had changed the display on this to stay open longer, and I did not. Okay, anyway. So here's some questions to just take with you through the week. They're ones that I definitely resonated with when I started thinking about this topic. And the first one is, why do we shrink to fit into others' boxes, right? Why do we make ourselves small? Is it because our lack of belief in ourselves? Well, let's find people who believe in us maybe a little bit more than we do right now, who will tell us our crazy ideas are fabulous and that we should just do them. And honestly, maybe that's something that we create, is a space where we can tell each other our wildest dreams, and the only responses can be positive and joyful and helpful. And you can only give good advice. You know what I mean? Something like that, where no matter what you put in there, people are only going to tell you good things. I think that it could really change everyone's perspective, right? Um, so I think finding out why you have such a lack of belief is really probably the first step, is to figure out why. Why do I have such a lack of belief in myself or in my greatness? Maybe it's not even in yourself. Maybe you believe in yourself, but you don't believe that you are great. And that is a shift that you want to make. You want to go from just believing in yourself to believing that you are great. So, why? Where did this lack come from? Where did we find this limitation? How did we pick it up? And how are we going to get rid of it? Right? And that's the next question. How do we shift? How do we shift that lack of belief? I'm a huge fan of rewriting things, you guys. Honestly, if you had a parent who told you that you wouldn't amount to anything, I want you to rewrite that. You had a parent who thought that you could do anything. And we're going to keep living in that space. Or maybe it was, an ex-husband that told you that, well, if you do X, Y, and Z, I'd love you more. Well, you know what? I don't have to do X, Y, and Z, and I am loved more. And shifting the narrative that was written to a narrative you want written. So then another thing, okay, this one's good, guys. How do we embrace our larger than life selves without feeling guilty? Right? Because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes as a mom, I feel really guilty if I do more for myself than I do for my kids. Um, it really bothers me sometimes. So, how do we become larger than life and step into our greatness without feeling guilty? And I think that that's something that we also have to rewrite the narrative on, right? We have to say, I am deserving of greatness. I am, or because I'm great, I am able to fill in the blank, right? I'm able to love more because I am great. I am able to give more because I am great, right? And I think that um just that shift, I am, is such a powerful statement, right? Because it means you are right now. It doesn't care about yesterday. And if any of you follow Joe Dispenza or Carl Jung, they will tell you that yesterday doesn't matter, you guys. That was yesterday. Like, you aren't even the same person today that you were yesterday, because you learned things yesterday that made you grow to be different today. So, being able to release what happened yesterday and not carry it over into today, because you are someone different now, is so powerful. And honestly, it's life changing. If you can, and you, don't worry guys, I mean me, um, stay in that. And if we can, I can, stay in that I am, I do, I be, whatever, right? I am becoming, or because I went through yesterday's stuff, today is going to be easier. Or I don't even know. That doesn't make any sense, you guys. I mean, it's great, but it doesn't pertain. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm done with this. Next question. What are you willing to give up in order to keep playing it small? That was one that came to me, and I was like, I hate you. I don't, but like, really, why you gotta pop in my mind like that? And that's what it is. Like, what are you willing to give up to keep playing it small? Are you willing to give up giving more? Are you willing to give up being able to pay all your bills? Are you willing to give up that trip you want to take? And that was such a great shift for me. And that's why it makes number 3 a little easier, even if I did have to start it 3 times because it was hard at first. I didn't skip it. And then another one I want to hit you guys with is, how does trusting yourself tie into your stuck or suck, not stuck, womp. How does trusting yourself tie into your suck but don't skip goal? And that goes back to this, right? Trusting that I am deserving of greatness. I do deserve to have the life I can feel inside of my body. I do have the belief in myself that I can trust what I'm doing. So, those are some that I feel like you can take with you and really marinate on, especially that, what are you willing to give up, right? What are you willing to sacrifice so that you can stay small? I say take up every inch of every room you walk into. I say that you're worthy to be the center of your world. You're worthy of creating a life for yourself that you deserve. You're worthy of your health. You're worthy of greatness. You're worthy of abundance. You're worthy of your power that you've been hiding in order to play it small and fit into other people's boxes. You're worthy of a beautiful life and you deserve it. And you shouldn't be the person standing in your way. And that is the truth. And as Nira would say, you should write that down. Um, I hope that you have a beautiful day, night, sleep, good morning, whatever it is. I hope that it's good to you. And I hope that this has helped you ask yourself different questions or hear things that maybe created new questions in your mind. And if it did, I would love for you to drop those questions below, because I think that the more that we share as a people and as a community, the more we can grow together as a collective, and we can all achieve greatness and all get to where we want to be. So please leave your questions, so that we can all further journal about this week, or marinate on it, meditate on it, whatever it is. I hope that you guys have the most beautiful day. Much love.